in the coming year, especially in this year, in October and November. So many ones are coming into mind. I must tell you, till May 10, about 1,064 tornadoes have hit US, which is the highest since year 1953. It is a cause of alarm. Solar flares, solar activity on the sun has increased, and increased sunspot activity means that there's going to be a parallel effect on the tectonic plates on the earth. Atmospheric changes are going to take place here, and because of this increased tectonic plate activity, we'll have a lot of earthquakes in the coming year, because every 11 years the sunspot activity increases, but it's after hundreds of years, that 2011 and 12 other years, where the sunspot activity is going to be maximum. And I must also tell you that NASA has also sounded a warning that because sunspots are like planet-sized magnets. They are caused by the sun's inner magnetic poles, Tremendous electrical storms, and also a slight polar shift will lead to power grids in the US collapsing. That is what the NASA scientists say. And navigational systems will not be able to show the directions properly, leading to a lot of air accidents. Now, coming to the second question which emerges is that so many natural disasters are happening, and do we see any future threats to the world through through these natural elements? And if at all, which are the safe areas across the world, which are unsafe? Edward Cayce, to anybody who is into prediction and reading prophecies, a very famous psychic in America in the 1960s, he had predicted a lot of stuff which came right. According to him, he says the end is going to start with movements across the west coast of America. Los Angeles and San Francisco will first be destroyed. New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles. According to him, the North Atlantic seaboard will not be as disturbed as the west coast of America. South America, according to him, is going to be shaken from the top to the bottom by earthquakes, and a large portion of New York is going to disappear. According to him, Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, Connecticut, and large portions of Japan are going to be submerged underwater. According to him, safe areas are going to be Ohio, Virginia, southern or eastern Canada, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Also, the Virginia beach is considered safe. Now, according to him, let's talk about Europe. The upper portion of Europe and those areas which were land masses which were battlefields in the Second World War are going to be submerged below the sea. Now, according to him, the Arctic and Antarctic are also going to be troubled because a lot of volcanic activity, and this is going to be due to the shifting of the poles. And he predicts that the sea lanes which are going to be affected are especially near Syria, Libya, Egypt, along with the Persian Gulf, Australia, and the Indian Ocean. So a lot of geographical disturbances are seen. Now let us talk about the third aspect of this prophecy and the future ahead. The Mayans are talking about 2012, that the world is going to come to an end. Let's see what let's interpret that threat, because it's always in the news that 22nd December is the Judgment Day. Now let me tell you, first of all, the Mayan calendar does not predict the end of the world, but the end of the civilization as it is today. Because they feel that around the period of 22nd December, it's going to be one of the coldest winters in recorded history, and the Earth on that day, around that day, is going to be hit by a planet X or some kind of meteor. And due to this, the magnetic force of the Earth will diminish, which will cause the Earth to stop for around 3 days, mind you. And the Earth will then start rotating in an opposite direction. And due to this, what is going to happen? The magnetic needles are what now faces the north will face the south. In short, the directions of the north and south are going to change. What I feel, the Mayans were a very astonishing race. They disappeared as suddenly as they came. Some ascribe them to the lost Atlantis, the people who were very advanced in all knowledge forms. Their calendar just abruptly ends there, because Mayans had a way of counting the long periods of history by by a method called as a long count. So it's not that the world is going to end that time, but something very significant is going to happen around that time. And it's just like the odometer of your car, like when it comes to 9999, and after that when the digits turn over again, it starts from 0. So it's going to be a period, according to them, which is going to be, after a collapse of a civilization, golden period, and subsequent regeneration of earth and harmony is going to take place. Now, what are the pyramidologists saying? There are so many people like Martin Edgar, the famous pyramidologist, who had also predicted the opening and closing years of the First World War and Second World War by seeing and comparing certain dimensions of the pyramids. He had incidentally also predicted that September 2001 as a very important date. Now, according to him, till 2025, there are a lot of natural eruptions, electric storms, and natural disturbances, which is going to become a way of life till 2025. And at which time, after the collapse of the civilization, a new order will begin. According to him, 2040 is the year when the long-awaited Messiah will appear on the scene. He'll be reincarnated in a physical body, and the age between 2055 to 2080, a lot of material progress is seen, with a lot of material expanded growth, prosperity and achievement. And finally, according to the pyramids, Martin Edgar says that 2914 AD is going to be the last date. That's going to be the year where the earth is going to end. Nostradamus, look at the